Hi everybody, it's Lisa from Eat, Sleep, Craft, and Repeat. I'm here to show you guys some really cool, amazing DIY videos, things that you can just create and have fun with. I'm a huge crafty person. I love making things. I like doing it as inexpensive as possible. So do you know what? I thought I'd just put some videos out there and share with you guys. Hopefully inspire some of you to be creative too. You don't have to be like a professional crafter. I always keep hearing people like, I don't know, like, how do you do it? And you're so creative. Do you know what? Everybody's creative. Everyone has a talent. So just explore it. Have fun with it. What I'm going to show you are a whole bunch of DIY videos. A lot of things that are inexpensive to make. Again, I'm just showing you some tutorials. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it exactly like I have. This is where you get to have fun and be creative yourself and just enjoy the process. So today I'm going to be showing you a spring bunny DIY planter that I have made that I absolutely think is adorable, and I love it, and it's so sweet. So again, follow it, but you know what? Do it your own way. Just be creative, have fun with it. So if you'd like to follow me, subscribe to my videos, hit the notification bell, so every time I do upload a video, you'll be able to see what's new and exciting. So thanks so much for watching. Have fun, and you know what? Let's get started. Welcome to my video. Here are some of the things that you will need. Don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. Okay, so most of these items, actually all of them, I've gotten from the Dollar Tree. So I found this cute little bunny, and I'm only going to use it for the little sign. Next, you're going to need 2 little hanging decorations. Again, I'm only going to use the 2 little bunnies at the bottom. Next, I found these really awesome little Easter eggs. I really like them because of the pastel colors, and I thought they were really cute. So I'm going to add them to the project. Craft paint, again, you can use chalk paint, whatever preference you want. This is just the one that I'm going to use, again from the Dollar Tree. You'll need floral foam. You can get the smaller pieces. I just grabbed the big one because that's what the store had available. Next, I found this cute little tin. I liked the shape of it. It was in the garden section because they're getting their spring stuff out at the Dollar Tree. So I picked this because I thought it would be cute and add the perfect touch to the little spring planter that I want to make. Next, I got some moss, which is more of the Spanish moss, but you can get whatever moss they have available. I just liked this one because it's the more natural texture of it. Here are some things you will also need: a glue gun, glue sticks, scissors, dowels, and a paintbrush. You're also going to need flowers of your choice. I liked the neutral colors of the whites, but you can pick whatever you'd like. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to take my bunny, and again, he's from the Dollar Tree. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little banner off. It's easy. You just kind of give it a little bit of a tug and a pull, and you're just going to like pull it off as best as you can. You don't want to rip it because it is the burlap, so you have to be very careful. You don't want to yank it really quick because it will put holes in it. So again, I'm just going to use this bunny for the cute little for the cute little banner. We're making a planter, so I have that in my head. Also, you can use the bunny for something else, so I'm going to keep that aside. Next, I'm going to take my cute little decorations that I bought. I really like them because they're sparkly, although I'm going to take some of the sparkles off some of them, but I liked the shapes. So if you don't want to use the bunny, you can use the little butterfly, or there's a little chicken, or the flower. I'm just going to pick the bunnies because I want to make a little spring kind of Easter planter for my table in my living room. So that's why I needed 2 of them, because I'm actually going to use them for the banner that's going to go on them. So here I am just taking them off. They're pretty easy to pull off. You're just going to give that little bit of a ribbon a pull, and we're going to take it off. Now some of the paper is going to be left. It's super easy just to pull off. So we'll just take the rest of the paper off. What I'm gonna do is, because it is glittery, I'm gonna take a little piece of sandpaper. So I'm just gonna cut a small square of sandpaper and try and get rid of some of that glitter on them because I am going to paint them. Now you're also gonna scrub the back, just scratch it up a bit, because where the glue and the ribbon was from the original hanging, you just wanna take off and leave yourself with a smooth surface. You can also do the front if you'd like, you don't have to. I just gave it a quick little sand to try and get rid of some of the glitter. Next, what I'm going to do is take my craft paint. Again, you can use chalk paint, you can use whatever color you'd like. I just had the white basic craft paint that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to paint the edges. So what you want to do is give the bunnies a couple coats. I started off with one, and you also don't want to forget to go around the edges. So here I am just painting, giving them a nice thick layer. Again, you can use a much bigger paintbrush if you'd like. This is just the one that I saw in front of me, so I grabbed it. Again, make sure you want to do the edges. You can probably do that first. It might be a little bit easier, but make sure that's going to get done too, because the buddies are going to be standing up at the end, so you want to have them covered. Okay, so next I've bought foam paintbrushes. So these paintbrushes I'm going to use for our pot. So you want to take the pot, you can pour paint into a bigger cup, whatever you have easier. I just kind of stuck it in the lid, but then found out that the paintbrush is a little bit too big. So what I'm going to do later on is just put it in a bigger cup. You're going to take your paint again. I'm just using the exact same, it's kind of like an off-white antique white paint. And I'm gonna go over the tin itself a couple times, just to give it the look pretty much that you want. If you'd like to have the galvanized look show through, you can just do one layer or two. If you want to cover it completely, then you're just gonna add each layer as you go. So here I am just giving it a nice coat. Flipping it over, I'm going to do the other side. You don't need to worry about doing the bottom. And really, you should let it dry in between, but I'm a little bit impatient, so I like getting things done quick. Now, you don't need to do the inside. What I did is I just went down a little bit, because technically you're going to be putting stuff in it, so it's going to be hidden. But again, that's an option for you. So again, I'm giving a nice coat. We're going to let it dry. Okay, so now that I have it dried, I liked the kind of shabby chic look that I gave it, but I wanted to add more detail. I want to make it look like it's a little bit older. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some black paint here, and I'm going to just put little blotches everywhere, almost to give it like a birchwood effect. And you're just going to put it wherever you think works for you. Again, it's trial and error. You're just gonna put little blotches here and there. It doesn't matter really what it looks like, because from far away it looks pretty cool. Again, this is just an extra step that I added just to add more definition. You're more than welcome to leave it plain, leave it white. You can also, because those letters are raised a little bit, if you'd like to just run some black paint over them and have just the letters show. So what I did after is I went in and took my bigger brush and made them bigger, but then it kind of mixed the two colors together and gave me a little bit of gray. Next, I'm going to take the floral foam. Again, I just bought the one that they had. You can use smaller ones or use leftovers if you have them from other projects. Again, I'm just going to take the plastic wrap off and I'm going to put it in, and it actually fits right in this tin perfectly. But again, use what you have. This is just the one that I found. So like I said, it fits perfectly. I'm not gonna worry so much about the corners and the sides because again, I am going to use that Spanish moss that you saw earlier and we're going to fill it. So next you want to take the Spanish moss. You probably could use the whole pack, but if you rip it apart, it actually gives you a lot. So it depends on if you want it really thick, if you want it full. You don't need to shove it down all the way, just enough to fill it that little bit. So also when you are sticking the flowers and stuff inside, it has something to grab onto. So here I am just ripping it apart. It is pretty messy, not as messy as the other moss, but I do like it. I like that like rustic kind of shabby chic and more natural look. So here you're just going to tuck it into the spaces along the side of the tin. Just stretch and pull until you have it the way that you like it. Found a stick, don't know why. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a little bit more paint to my pot. I didn't really like the amount of gray that I had showing through, so I'm just gonna lightly go over it with some more white and just try and get it the way that I like. One of the sides is has a little bit more black on it and one is a little bit more whitewashed. So again, you can also turn it around depending on which side you like best. It's really cool actually. You can leave it white, but it actually gives that birch wood effect. Okay, so here you're going to take 2 dowels. Again, you're going to get these at the Dollar Tree. I just used the smaller, thinner dowels. You're more than welcome to use the thicker ones or whatever you have on hand. So you're gonna take your bunnies now that they're dry, and we're going to add a little bit of glue. Again, you can use the E600. Here I am just using the hot glue because I found it worked well and it's still holding up great. But again, whatever glue you have on hand, I wouldn't recommend just a regular glue stick. I'm a little bit obsessed with hot glue. But again, if you want to use the E600 as well, you're more than welcome to. So what you need to remember is when you're doing your bunnies, you want them facing one another. So you got to make sure that you have your bunnies facing the right way. So you're not going to glue them both the same side. So here I am just taking the one bunny that I've already glued and I'm going to face them together so I know which side that I need to glue the other dowel to. Okay, so now that I have my little bunnies glued on the dowels, actually I think I still have one of them wet because again, like I said before, I'm a little impatient and I just want to get the project done. So it's probably best to make sure that you do wait until they're completely dry. So remember that little cute spring banner we took off of the first bunny? Now I'm going to move my 2 little bunnies that I made and you're going to spread them apart. What you're going to do is you're going to glue the banner into their hands. Now when I found that bunny and I found that cute little banner, there were other ones with other sayings. I really liked the one that had the spring on it, but again, I think there was one that said Easter. So whatever you find works. I just really liked the spring one. So again, you're just gonna put it with a little bit of hot glue. You're gonna tap it on, push it gently. You can use your finger. You can use a popsicle stick to push it down, whatever works. So here I am just lining my bunnies up just to kind of see where I want to glue it to. So the effect is going to be, you're going to make it look like the bunnies are holding this cute little spring banner. So I'm just spacing it out because I want it to look like they're holding it in their hands. Give it a little push and then you're going to let it dry. Okay, so here's my pot I filled with most of the moss that I liked. Again, I didn't use the whole entire bag because that moss does go a long way. So next you're going to take your flowers of your choice. Again, I kind of like the whites and the creams and the more neutral colors, but you're more than welcome to use any flowers that you'd like. If you want to do purples and blues or some pretty pinks and peaches, more of the spring colors, totally up to you. This is where you get to customize it and have fun. So now I'm going to take these and I'm going to cut the little tag off. Again, these are some little flowers I found at Dollar Tree. I really liked them because they had that soft feel to them and they were coated a little bit different. So I'm just going to cut off these little yellow ones because I really like the look of the flower. Again, you should probably use some wider cutters. I just have a habit, it's probably a bad habit, of using scissors, and I kind of just bend them back and forth until the wire itself snaps. But I'm so sure it's probably so much easier if you just do wire cutters and they'll cut much quicker. Another way my mom actually taught me is just bend them back and forth until it snaps. So if you don't have scissors, then that is another option for you as well. So now I'm just going to take the little yellow ones that I just cut off and I'm going to place them inside the planter. So again, have fun, be creative. It's all trial and error on how and where you want to put these flowers. So again, you don't need to copy exactly what I do. It's just, this is the fun part of designing your little flower piece. So next, again, I'm taking these white hydrangeas. I got these at the Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just bending them back and forth using my scissors, and cutting them off. Now I'm just going to take these and stick them in the Florifoam where I think that they will look good. These I thought were super cute. They're like little white creamy foam balls. I don't know what they are or what you call them, but I really liked them. I like the look. Again, just going to do the same thing. You're going to bend them back and forth and cut them off, or you can actually just pop off the ends because they do have a long stem. Now here what I did is I just put a little bit of hot glue on them because I don't have the wire stem in them because I chose just to pop them off. So that little bit of hot glue will just hold them secure in place in your pot. Okay, so now I'm taking the eggs that I bought. Love these eggs. They're really cute. I like the pastel colors of them, and they have like a little bit of a black speckle on them. So you're just gonna open those. And you get to decide which eggs, which colors you want to use, what look you're gonna go for. Again, that little raffia bow that I took off, I'm just gonna keep because you never know. You can use it for something else. They come out really easy and they actually come in this cute little carton. So the carton, again, you can keep. I pretty much keep everything. It's a little bit of a problem, but I keep everything because you never know when you're going to reuse it again for another craft project. So here I'm going to decide kind of what colors I want to keep in. I'm thinking of keeping the cream, the little mint green, and the baby pink. And I'm thinking I don't really like the yellow and I don't really like the purple. So I've decided here that I'm going to paint them. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and use my white craft paint. That's from the Dollar Tree. You're more than welcome to use chalk paint, whatever paint that you'd like. And this is just an option because I didn't really care for the other colors of the eggs. So I decided to paint them this off-white. So you want to add a couple coats of paint to these eggs and then you're going to let them dry in between. I decided to keep the blue one, so here what I'm just going to do is cover up the yellow and cover up the purple. and make 2 white speckled eggs. Again, I just used that carton because it was handy and you can let the egg dry in it. They're not the easiest things to paint, I'm not going to lie. You do get a lot of paint on your hands. And like I said before, I'm a little impatient and want things done right away. So you're just going to give them a nice couple coats of paint and set them off to dry. Now what I did is I took a little bit of a light gray and just tinted the one egg. Again, I really like the neutrals, the creams, the whites, the grays. Okay, so here what I'm doing to try and match the other eggs is giving them a little bit of a speckle look. So this works so much better, trust me, if you have a toothbrush and you're just gonna dip it in black paint and you're just gonna flick it. So when you flick it, it actually sprays cute little dots everywhere. I didn't have a I didn't have a toothbrush handy. So what I did is I just took the paintbrush and ran it across my finger, and it actually gave the same effect. Okay, so now back to your planter. And I'm noticing some bare spots in it. I know I want to leave some room because you're going to put the eggs in, and you're also going to put that cute little banner, the bunny banner that we just made. So I'm going to take some more of my little flowers that I had that I also bought from the Dollar Tree, just to do a little bit of filling in. So again, I'm cutting and I'm bending them off. I do want some wire left on these so I can stick them in the floral foam. I like the contrast between the big flowers and the little flowers. They're just a cute little filler. Okay, so now I'm looking at the yellow, and again, I do like more of the neutral, so I've decided to tone down the yellow, and I'm just going to add a little bit of my off-white craft paint. Again, you can use your chalk paint or whatever you have on hand, and I'm just rubbing a little bit, almost dry brushing some of the white onto these yellow flowers, just to tone them down a little bit. Again, you can leave it to whatever suits you. I just found that when I looked at it, all I saw was the yellow. So I just wanted to do something to tone it down, and I thought painting was the best option. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little twine, and we're going to bring back the bunnies that we made with our cute little banner. So once you find the end, what I wanted to do, just to add a little bit more detail, is I'm going to cut 2 pieces of the twine, roughly the same size, and we're going to make 2 little bows. So basically what you want to do is you just want to tie it into a basic bow. What I did is I kind of did one little loop or one little bunny ear after I knotted it in the middle, and I put a little drop of hot glue in the middle. Just when I do my bunny ear, I can fold it over and it just adds a little bit more of security. Okay, so now that I have the one little loop, I'm going to fold the other one over, and I'm going to add another little bit of glue. Until I get the little miniature bow that I'd like. Don't worry about the ends, you can always trim them off after. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat that step and make a second bow. Okay, so next you're going to go back to the cute little bunny banner that you made, and we're going to add the bows. So now I'm just going to kind of position them on the bunny's neck as where I think they'll look cute. Again, you don't have to put little bows on them. You can actually use actual ribbon if you'd like, or you can leave them just as is, but I just wanted to add a little bit more detail. So again, because it's so light, I'm just using a little bit of hot glue and sticking the bows on. Now push them down lightly and let them dry. Now, because the strings are a little bit long, I'm going to trim them down to the length that I like them. Okay, so that's done. Next, you're gonna go back to your planter and you're gonna kind of play around with the little bunny sign that you just made, and you're going to stick it in. So now it's gonna go in on a little bit of an angle. You want to lean the sticks, the dowels, you want to lean them in a little bit. So this took me a little bit of playing around to do, to get the bunnies in the center as to where I wanted them, and to make sure the banner was kind of pulled tight. So because of the shape of the pot, this is why you want to go on a little bit of an angle. So I've got my bunnies in and I fixed my little spring planter sign. Next, you can kind of fluff up the flowers. I'm realizing that again, I still have some open spots. So I'm gonna go back to my Spanish moss that I have left in the bag and rip some off. I'm gonna use that as a filler. So any little open spots that you want, keeping in mind that those little Easter eggs that we got are gonna go in as well. So it's okay to have some bare spots, but I just wanted to use a little bit more of the moss. So next I have my eggs, the two that I painted, and the other colors that I chose to use, which was the mint green, the baby blue, and the baby pink. So now is kind of the fun part where you get just to play around where you want to put your eggs in. Move them around a little bit, move some of the flowers. I didn't glue them. It's totally optional. You can glue them, but I like change. So if I wanted to change it up and add something else, that's kind of the reason why I didn't glue them. Or if you want to move them around or change the colors altogether. But again, totally optional, totally up to you. Perfect, so I've got the eggs in where I think I like them. Here's the finished product. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to do the next DIY video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can always be notified of my upcoming DIYs. Thanks for watching.